Hey kiddos, in your last math lesson, we learned a little bit about subtraction. And we learned that subtraction is when we take some away, and then we count to see how many are left. Today, we are going to continue learning about subtraction, but we are going to learn that subtraction is also about taking apart. Let's take a look at lesson 7-2. This is page 371. Let's look at the first page together. You will need this page. It's actually a 3-page lesson. And you will need a red crayon and a yellow crayon. If you need to go get those materials, pause the video, get what you need, and then go ahead and come on back. All right, let me get my red crayon ready and listen to this math story. Alex picks 7 apples. Some are red and some are yellow. Alex wants to put the red apples in one basket and the yellow apples in the other basket. How many red apples and yellow apples can there be? Make sure you write the numbers to tell how many and draw pictures to show your answer. I want you to try this by yourself just to see what you can do, and then I'll show you my paper in a minute. Let me read it one more time. Alex picks 7 apples. Some of them are red and some of them are yellow. Alex wants to put the red apples in one basket and the yellow apples in the other basket. How many red apples and how many yellow apples could there be? Write the numbers to show your answer. Pause the video and try it, and then push play when you're ready to come back, and we'll do this one together. All right, Alex picks 7 apples. Some are red, some are yellow. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, he also said that some are yellow. So I have 6 reds. I'm going to switch my color. And let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 reds, and there we go. 7. I just made 7 apples in all because it said that Alex picked 7 apples. Some are red, some are yellow. I have to write the numbers to show how many in each basket. How many reds did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And how many yellows? Just 1. I just showed a way to make 7. 6 and 1. Are there other ways that we could have answered this problem? There are lots of different ways. Let's see. I'm going to try it one more way. Share your way with a grown-up at home. Let me erase one of these. All right, let me see how many I have now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did I do it? It said that Alex picked 7 apples in all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7. Now, what are my 2 parts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoopsie, let me fix my color. 5 reds and 2 yellows. We just showed a way to take apart the number 7. Let's take a look at today's learning video and learn more about this.
What does the picture show? 7 apples. Are the apples taken apart or in one whole group? They are in one whole group. Separate means to take apart, not to put together. When you take apart a number, you separate it into parts. What has happened in the picture? There are dotted lines around some of the apples. The group of apples has been taken apart. How many parts are there? There are 2 parts. Are there still 7 apples in all? Yes, there are still 7 apples in all. What does the 2 represent? The 2 represents the group of 2 apples that are taken apart. What does the 5 represent? The 5 represents the group of 5 apples that are taken apart. So, 7 apples can be taken apart into 2 parts of 2 and 5. How else could you take apart the 7 apples into 2 separate groups?
Take apart the 7 apples. Put them into 2 separate groups.
Let's see. So we'll put some of the apples in this group, and we'll put some of the apples in this group. We still have 7 apples in all, but I just separated them into 2 groups, a group of 3 and a group of 4. There's more ways to break apart this number. I could put 1 right here, and I could put the rest in this group. I still have 7 apples, but I just separated them into 2 groups, 1 and 6. Let's keep going.
You could have the 2 parts 1 and 6. You could also have the 2 parts 3 and 4.
Nice work!
Thank you, Alex. All right, let's head back to our paper. I'm going to turn my page. Your page should look like mine. It has the learning bridge up at the top. We just looked at that in the video as different ways that we could take apart 7. Let's take a look at the guided practice down there at the bottom with number 1 star. We are going to take apart objects today, groups of objects. In this example here, we have a group of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pairs in all. But we're going to break apart that group and make 2 groups. They did a group of 4 and a group of 1. Grown-ups, if you're listening, I'm not going to worry about drawing arrows to show separating the groups. If we take an assessment or something like that, or they're on their homework pages, I always look to see that they can draw circles around the objects to show the 2 different groups. So we just made a group of 4 and 1. Let's take a look at number 2 apple. Let me shimmy up here. There we go. And let's take apart 6. Look at this group of 6. Let's separate it so that it's in 2 groups. There are lots of ways to do this. Sometimes when we do this together, I want you to do it the way that I do it. But sometimes I'm going to ask you to do it by yourself. And our answers might be different, and that's okay. Let's see. Let's put 2 in a group and the rest in another group. We just took apart this group of 6. What are our 2 parts? Here's 1 part. I don't know if you guys could hear that or not, but Greta just tuned it. Here's a group of 2 and a group of 4. The number 6 can be broken up or separated into a group of 2 and 4. Let's keep going. All right, for number 3 fish, get your crayons. We are going to take apart 4. There is a group of 4 bananas. Let's separate them into 2 groups. How do you want to do that? Well, I think I'll put 3 into a group and that last one. So I have a group of 3. See them? 1, 2, 3. And 1. Zoop. I just took apart the number 4 and it became 3 and 1. Ooh, strawberries for number 4 heart. Let's take apart 10. Oh goodness, there are lots of ways that we could do this. I think I will do, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put those in a group. And then the rest. We just took apart 10 and put them into 2 groups. What are our 2 parts? Here's one part. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what's the other part? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We just took apart the number 10. A group of 4 and into a group of 6. Let's try one more. Let's do number 5 handprint. Let's take apart 3. How should we do that? I think I'm going to put all of them into one group. Ooh, if I do that, what's the other part? Let's see. I have a group of 3. And what's the other part? Are you saying it? Do you know? In the other group, there are 0. 3 and 0. Did you get that? All right, we're going to skip number 6 coffee cup and let's go to the next page. This says independent practice. I want you to try these all by yourself and then we will check our work. Now remember, our answers might be different and that's okay. You can show your work to a grown-up at home, or if you bring it back to school, the next time that you come, I'll be happy to check it for you. All right, this says take apart 6. I want you to break apart that group of cherries and put them into 2 groups. Push pause and then push play when you're ready. Don't forget to write the numbers to show your 2 parts. Are you back? How did you do? Did you put the cherries into 2 groups? I think I'm going to do 2 cherries in that group and the rest in another group. What's my other part? 1, 2, 3, 4. What were your parts when you put the cherries into 2 groups? Let's look at number 8 flag. I want you to take apart 2. Put the apples into 2 groups and write your numbers to show your 2 parts. Push pause and then push play when you're ready to come back. How did you do? I think I'm going to do that apple and that apple. How many parts do I have? 2 parts. 1, 2. What are my 2 parts? 1 and 1. We just took apart the number 2. We split those apples into 2 groups. We separated them. Let's take a look at number 9, kite. I want you to draw counters to show a group of 5. See, it says take apart 5. First, draw 5 counters. 1, we can do this one together. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, let's separate them into 2 groups. I think I'm going to switch my color for this so we can see it better. There are lots of ways to separate 5. I think I'll put that many in a group and that many in a group. What are my 2 parts? 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2. We just took apart the number 5 and separated it into 2 groups, 3 and 2. That's one way to make 5, but there are lots of ways. All right, for number 10 house, I want you to pick a number between 2 and 10, and I want you to write that number right here. Then I want you to draw that many counters and then separate those counters into 2 groups. Let's see how you do. Push pause and then push play when you're ready to come back. What number did you pick? Your number might be different than mine, and that's okay. I think I'm going to pick the number 4. Now I draw 4 counters. And now I separate them into 2 groups. What are my 2 parts? 1, 2, and 1, 2. Remember, your number might have been different than mine if you picked something different. I'll check it at school, or you can share with a grown-up at home. Let's turn the page. All right, we're to the homework page. I would like for you to do this at home. Bring it to school the next time that you are there, and I will take a look at it. There are 2 pages, a front and a back. Do both pages, okay? Grown-ups, the directions are right at the bottom. Feel free to support as needed. Kindergartners, before we end this lesson, let's take a look at the Another Look video. Here we go.
Hey, do you like taking things apart? I do. Join me as I take apart the number 10. First, we'll make a 10 train of Connect cubes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, let's have some fun taking it apart. There, we took it apart. This part has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cubes. And this part has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cubes also. 5 and 5. That's one way to take apart the number 10. Now here's another way. This part has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 cubes. And this part has 1, 2. 2 cubes. 8 and 2 is another way we can take 10 apart. Let's try taking 10 apart in one more way. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cubes in this part. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 cubes in this one. So 4 and 6 is also a way we can take 10 apart. Can you think of yet another way to take apart the number 10? Make yourself a train of 10 Connect cubes and then write down all the ways you can take the 10 train apart. Have fun taking things apart. See you soon.
Kindergartners, you all have a bag of counters at home. Make a cube train of 10 and practice taking them apart into 2 groups. And count how many you have in each group. I'll see you next time.